Hello fellow sim racers, my name's GT Fails, and welcome to my first ever video. I'll keep this short because I know you're here for the racing and not my blabbering. Today we're running LMU, and that stands for LeMans Ultimate, which is my personal all-time favorite sim. I truly believe this sim has the potential to be the best of the best, especially with all this new content coming here. I believe at the end of July it is. Anyways, this week's daily races were GTLM at Fuji Speedway and LMP2 at Sebring, and as you can see from the video, we're running the LMP2s at Sebring. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, here we are on the car selection screen where we pick our teams, and I ended up going with Panis Racing. And, you know, for no particular serious note guys, they have to know what that sounds like, right? Like, that's got to be a joke in the pit garage. But, I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, let's get this practice session done. Let's get some laps.
Got a car on your left side. All clear to left.
Looks like unless the end have crashed.
Got a car left. In the middle. 3 wide.
Green flag. Green flag in sector 1. Sector 3. Caution's out in sector 1. It looks like Willie has slipped up.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Green flag.
Well, that didn't go quite to plan, but, you know, I kind of think that just comes with the territory of the lower splits in any racing game. They can be a little funny sometimes, especially practice sessions. Anyways, it's qualifying. We got 5 minutes to do the business. Let's get it done.
The exit's clear. Push while you can. Alright, we have 4 minutes to set a lap. Your brakes are cold. We need some heat in them.
Alright, here we go. This was the best lap of the practice session as we fly down the main straight, approaching 160 miles an hour, over 160 miles an hour as we dive hard onto the brakes, down to third gear, trail brake a little bit around the turn, back on the gas real smooth. Alright, here we are approaching turns 2 through 5, hard on the brakes. This is the section I'm really not actually that comfortable with. Usually take it a little bit slower. We don't do it too bad here. Here we go onto the big straight around turn 6. Alright, approaching turn 7, the tricky turn. It's very, very tight. You gotta shift a lot of speed real fast. You can't hit that inside curbing too hard. And coming out of the turn, you gotta be easy on the gas, because the optimal line, you gotta hit that curbing on your left, and that can throw the car. Alright, here we are approaching turn 10. Turn 10's a weird one for me. I'm not really sure how to take it, so I kind of just end up chucking the car, and it gets a little bit squirrely on me on the way out, but we catch it and we keep going. I think it went alright. We'll figure it out later on in the race. Alright, here we go on to the big back straight. We're about 3/10 up right now. We're not doing too bad. At this point, I'm kind of thinking it's an alright lap. I'm not expecting it to put me super high up. Let's see what we end up doing. Oh, well that was unexpected. I wasn't expecting a lap that, by my account, wasn't really that great to put me on pole position. However, I will happily take that. As long as I don't get punted from behind at the start of the race, we are in a really good position to finish well. So here we are on the formation lap, riding towards the main straight. A little tip I've found with LeMans Ultimate. You can just use the pit limiter on pretty much every track I've found so far, and it'll just keep you at pace car speed. Doesn't really work in other sims, but it works in an LMU and I use it all the time.
Green's out.
There's the green, and away we go. I'm a little nervous, actually, being in first with these LMP2s. I'm not super comfortable with the LMP2s. I haven't driven them a whole lot, and I'm just really hoping I don't spin in front of the whole pack and take everybody out. But we're going to see how this goes.
Yellow here.
On your left. Clear left.
I think that Thomas is wrecked.
Coming out of turn 5 here, I think I got just a little bit of a better exit than the guy behind me, because around this straight, around turn 6, I seemed to pull away just a little bit.
Caution in sector 2. Looks like P3's gone off.
It was about this point around the track where I looked in my rearview mirror and realized there's only one car behind me.
Gap 2, Jorge behind is now 0.38. Green flag at sector 1. Green flag.
Overall, a half-decent first lap. And at this point, this is pretty much how the rest of the race went. I stayed in first without having to fight really too hard. I'm not sure what exactly happened to the guy behind me. On the last turn, it almost looks like he hit the brakes just a little bit coming around that last turn. The car must have got nervous on him. Braking hard into turn 7, I actually lock up the wheels and almost lose the car, but thankfully I'm able to catch it and not throw my race right there. Unluckily for the car behind me, he goes straight off into the grass, and that's pretty much the last we see of him throughout the race.
Yellow here. There's a caution in sector 3. Green flag sector 2. Sector 3 is green. Yellow. Green flag. Looks like Jorge is messed up.
The first lap can definitely be brutal if you aren't cautious. You can see just how many cars are sitting there in the pit lane, and I think that's probably the real reason why I finished first this race. It's just I didn't have much competition. The only competition that I really had wrecked on me at turn 7, so it was a pretty easy race, though I do like the competition. I do like the battle, but I will happily take that win to raise the rating. Alright, skipping ahead to the last lap towards, well, right at the end of the race here, just because literally nothing else happened. The guy spun out behind me, and I stayed in first the entire time. So we're just going to cross the line here in first place, we're going to do some victory donuts, and then we're going to go on to the next race. Alright, right on to the next race. This is just a hosted session I found in the multiplayer menu. It was a mixed race at Monza, LMGT3 and hypercar classes. I didn't even realize it was a mixed race until on the second lap, I believe it was the Glickenhaus that randomly passed me. So that was pretty cool. But anyways, we're running the 992 GT3R. It is my absolute favorite car to drive in this game in the GT classes. It is undefeated for me. And we're just gonna see how the first lap goes, and there's a few intense battles, but otherwise it was a pretty tame race as well. Let's get right into it.
You're on the left, 3 wide.
Situations like this are always unfortunate, where you're just kind of boxed in and you have to let off, but coming into T1 here at Monza, I don't really mind. You definitely should give yourself room into T1 at Monza, because people just have no clue what they're doing, and you can't win the race on the first lap. I've heard many people say it, and it's so true. So always be cautious, give yourself the room, it's worth it.
Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear right. Hold your line, right side, clear right. There's a car on your right side, clear on the right.
We got a caution in second 2.
We finally get squeezed around this Mustang, thank God. He was really stressing me out, so flew by him, and the rest of the race is pretty smooth on from here.
Yellow. Caution. Looks like P2's gotten the wreck.
Alright, so while we're on the massive back straight of Monza, let me ask you guys a question. What do you think of the new tire model in LMU? Personally, I am a huge fan. I am in love with this tire model. I think it's great. I love how long it actually takes to warm up the tires versus just having them ready in half a lap. I find it easier to push the car, actually. I think it's a little more predictable now. But, yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed feelings. People really seem to not like it sometimes. So drop a comment. Tell me what you guys think. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts.
Caution. Sector 1 is clear. Double flag in sector 1.
Alright, here we go, skipping ahead again onto the back straight of lap 3. I thought I'd try and push the braking zone a little bit at the end here, and it ended up not working in my favor. I carried just a little bit too much speed, and you'll see the back end try and kick out on me just a hair. I'm able to save it, but unfortunately, it was just too severe of a catch, and that McLaren just did not miss his mark, and he flies right by me, and we have a nice little battle up until about the midpoint of the track.
This car exiting the pit.
I'm not really sure what the McLaren is trying to do here. I don't know if he was trying to prevent me from drafting him or what, but I didn't know if you could get a penalty from this inside line or not, and I didn't want to risk it, so I just stayed right where I was.
Got a car right. Hold your line, still there. Still there. Hold your line. Still there, still there. Still there. Still there. The right side's clear. Right side. Still there. Clear right, clear right.
Now, wasn't that an exhilarating little bit of racing, huh? Man, that's why I sim race. That's why I watch racing in real life. This is what I live for, man. It is just the greatest feeling when you're side by side battling it out, and I can't get enough of it. Let me show you the outside POV. Man, I just love racing. That's so cool, and that's not even like an intense, crazy battle. That's just a quick swap-a-roo, but it's just so good, man. But I think that's probably about going to wrap up the video. This race pretty much ends just like this. I stay in first, and that's about it. Nothing really else happens, so I'm going to leave you just with a lap of this beautiful 992 GT3R, and you can enjoy the sights and sounds of Monza. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Gap 2 second behind is now 1.7 seconds. White flag.
Car on your right side clear.
White flag, finish strong. See you in victory lane.